Well, hello there, my crafters. Thanks for coming by. We are back in Diversity 2 yet again in the hub here, and it's getting exciting today because we're heading into one of your favorite branches. Yes, that is the dropper branch.
Ah!
Hey! Brightmoore's here. Adrian, one of the build team members. How's it going?
Look, it's going okay. I've just got to recover from that drop. Dropping is really an amazingly fun thing to be doing, isn't it?
It is very
Whee!
fun. In Diversity 1, it was actually my last idea to include in the map. It actually replaced a branch. And I'm so happy because I think it's one of the favorites of Diversity 2, don't you think?
Look, it's a heap of fun. Absolutely.
Mm.
Everyone who plays it seems to be having the time of their lives as they smash against the ground.
Yeah. So before we start, I wanted to give huge props to Bigre because that is the man. I'm pretty sure he invented that genre of map. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't actually have had this, I don't think. So
Yay!
yeah, so Bigre, and he doesn't have a YouTube channel. I can't link him in the description, but really cool guy. He's from Belgium.
Maybe I think he put out a couple of maps, didn't he? Maybe a link to Planet Minecraft.
Ah, yes, I'll do that. Okay. So, just to recap, everybody, we've already gone through Adventure Arena Trivia, Parkour, Escape, and Labyrinthian in episodes before, and we're heading into the Dropper. I've been looking real forward to this because I've been lonely in these talking by myself, so it's nice to have a friend here. And I think
All
everybody's
right.
been really, really excited to hear from the different build team members. So, first off, question for you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Where the heck did you come up with this skin? I've been wondering. I gotta ask you.
Okay, this was my test skin. I couldn't quite work out where everything needed to go, and I really didn't understand face from head, from arm, from leg.
Uh
So I just drew a bunch of lines to work out how it worked,
huh.
and like all good things, it stuck. So I haven't actually got past the point of testing how skins work, which,
Yeah.
you know, gives you a little bit of an idea about what goes in my head.
Well,
I get an idea, I
you're
do it,
step up
I
from
move on.
me because I didn't even make this skin. I just downloaded it. Totally untalented that way.
But you've owned it, you've made it your own.
Yeah.
You're
Um.
really inhabiting that skin.
Apparently, there's another YouTuber who used it as it, but he's from another country, so whatever.
Ah, ooh la la.
Anyway, let's begin here. So the book here we're given, I wrote these tips down because in Diversity 1, there was a lot of people who didn't actually turn off their clouds, and I wanted to really help some people out in this one. But the reason I like this branch a lot is because from all the branches that are in the map, this is the most collaborated, I think. We kind of, I would say we kind of did half and half each, wouldn't you say?
I think that's fair, though. I probably think you've underestimated your own contribution to this one.
Um,
Yeah,
a lot
this
of,
is amazing. This hub is this a hub? Is that what you call this? This
yeah,
branch hub?
I call it a hub. It's sort of like I wanted to give it the players the ability to choose whatever they wanted because in the first one it was sort of like you went and did it and then you did the next one and then you did the next one and it wasn't that you didn't get that choice and I think that's what makes a video game more fun is being able to choose exactly what you want to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of thought behind what would make this look okay. I'm not entirely happy with it. It looks a little circusy, but I guess it works.
It feels very open, and yeah, it does give you the opportunity to, before you jump in, to
Hmm.
try and work out what on earth is the 2600.
Hmm.
And they've what I guess what was it B140 over here?
Uh-huh.
That confused a lot of people, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna reveal the secret of the B140 to
I
us
will. I will.
sometime?
Where do you want to start? Let's head
Hmm.
into one. Let's head into one that you basically came up with.
Oh,
Waffle.
could we do
Waffle.
could we do the could we do the trench?
Trench. Let's do the trench. This one, brown. That's what it is. Okay, you do the honors. You jump in there.
Whee!
The biggest thing that annoys me about this one, and it's not any fault of yours or mine, is that people do not stop and see how awesome it looks. I
I'm
love the scenery for this one.
yeah, I'm with you. I think you've really composited this top section really well with the X-wings flying past.
Okay, so
But you're
just
right. A lot of people will rush through the dropper. They just go, "Oh, button press, wee,"
yeah.
instead of, "Oh, nice."
This one here. So this is all Adrian's design. I I asked for these X-wings for him to make them because I knew you were a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
But you really had barely any idea of what I was trying to make these drops into. I don't think, did you?
Oh, that's an understatement. I really, when you said, "Do you want to collaborate on a map?" I need some help with the dropper. I didn't know what a dropper was, and
Uh,
I really just said yes because it was you asking. So
oh,
it
that's
was
awesome.
an
That's awesome.
interesting learning experience. These
Uh,
X-wings, I like them because the scale I think is better than other ones that I've seen. In my mind, they actually marry up with the long sports hot rod racing car that George Lucas was after in the film.
you know way too much about Star Wars.
Oh,
I
these
don't
are
know that.
yeah. I like these ships a lot.
So the way this one came about was I think you just sent it to me. I didn't actually ask for Star Wars, but it was one of the ideas you came up with, I think. Is that right?
I'd been wanting to do something with Star Wars and Minecraft for a while. Other people have done better maps or more complete maps, but this seemed to fit really well because I don't think I'm spoiling it for anyone when I look down here and say, if you're going to go falling through something,
Yeah.
why not make it look like a ah? Why not make it
Yeah.
look like a proper
Oh, dang it.
a proper game?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
And
go. Let's go creative, just so we can take a look at the scenery there.
okay,
Uh, there. So this is the biggest thing that frustrates me when I watch people play this branch is they do not notice this amazing Millennium Falcon that you made.
this is one of the first things I made in Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's a model that was inspired by actually a filter that Seth Bling wrote for rotating blocks, and that's how I got the even disk space at the back. But everything else was built off a little plastic model that I've got of the Falcon that you glue them together using plastic
Oh.
glue.
Oh yeah, like an actual model. Like
Yeah, yeah, like one of the old ones. So the dimensions, it's a little bit large, but it's nice and clunky, and it really gave me the sense that this was a proper scale version. The trench itself, I looked at the actual trench run from the first film.
hmm
Um, I think the only liberty I took was this bridge here. I don't think there are, in fact, any bridges, but I wanted to give a sense of scale and have something with some windows that you'd see,
Yeah.
and also give an obstacle for you to dodge. This one isn't a hard drop.
No.
This TIE fighter in the middle here is really the only thing you need to worry about
And that's
if you don't
that.
panic.
I was gonna say that a lot of people don't realize this is a Tie Fighter.
Yeah, there's not a lot of real estate here to work with, is there? I sort of jammed it in.
I love it though. Like, is this? I don't know. Is this Vader's Tie Fighter? That
Yeah, it was meant to be Vader's versus these
yeah,
ones out here.
yeah.
Um, just to give you that sense of this is the trench. It's not just art trench.
Yes. And I tried to intentionally give the titles of the drops a little bit of mystery because if
Yeah,
I called it the Trench Run, they're gonna know, oh, it's Star Wars. But then if they call it the Trench, they're not gonna know what it is until they see, and then their eyes widen because oh, it's the Millennium Falcon. That's awesome, you know.
that's the best part of the map when there's that connection with whoever's playing with it, and they call out, to their mates, "Hey, come over here.
Yeah.
Take a look at this. It's that thing from Star Wars."
Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this one. I think this is one of the last ones that was put into the map, actually.
Okay.
I think.
I I also have a particular fondness for this one because it scratched that itch. I always have a lot of projects in Minecraft
hmm
that I think I want to do, and I very rarely get around to doing them. But this gave me that opportunity to really create something that was meaningful. It was such good fun.
Mm-hmm.
this trench. And here, of course, is the exhaust port. This is what you're aiming for if you're falling. You've got to hit this very small spot,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got
It's
these
the
ladders
one
in the vents.
weakness that the Empire had. Oh, if we had have only covered it that one spot.
That's right. If someone could have come up with the $10 to buy some mesh,
Yeah.
dear oh dear,
Yeah.
trip to the hardware
Okay.
store.
Let's move on to another one here. And then I really like this idea because it closes off, gives
Shielding.
you an indication that you've totally completed it, gives you the sound, and also gives you that idea of I know what I need to do to finish this branch. There's no mystery in it.
Yes. Yeah, close them all. But it also throws you a little bit because once you think you're done,
Mm,
not
got another
quite.
one. Oh, let's do the 2600 here.
Alrighty.
So this one here, for people who didn't realize what it, well, what
Ah,
for
that was
what
my
it
fault.
is.
That was my fault. You know how
Oh,
you have to step back to see the symbol?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me
You
go up
can't
and
step
start.
back totally there. This is the logo of the old Atari 2600, which was kind of the first popular home console, I think.
That and the Amiga, yeah. Um, Atari was big for. Oh, sorry, you're talking way back when we were still with cartridges. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was big. This was Pitfall and
Oh, Pitfall.
um,
Love Pitfall.
Bomberman and all the classics, but also Space
Joust. I love
Invaders.
Joust. Yeah. Oh man. So, here, let's. Okay, we got to go in creative mode so we can have a look at this. This I think was one of the first ideas I sent you of
Yes.
saying, what if we did some sort of video game throwback?
Yeah.
Um,
I took I took some work that I'd been doing with Space Invader sprite shapes. I
mhm.
was actually trying to rebuild Space Invaders using just the clone command at the time. So I reused these sprites and I wrapped them around in a cylinder. I don't think I got it right. This was one of the teething things where I think we were trying to work out how to work best with each other. I sent you a whole heap of stuff that was just the wrong scale or it
Mhm.
didn't fit or needed to be tweaked.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say
you were
this one here. Between the first one you sent me that was way bigger, and
mm,
this one, I almost thought you were gonna give up because I thought my requests were getting ridiculous. I'm thinking you weren't thinking that we were making any progress.
yeah, no, that wasn't the case. There was a moment because we hadn't worked together before. There was a moment where I thought, couldn't you be just a bit more clearer?
Well, I
But
didn't
I
even
can.
know what I wanted, really. I know it work when I see it, but I'm not sure what it is before I see it.
Yeah, no, it worked out all right. This idea of having there's a storm of laser blasts in the middle that you
Yep.
have to try and navigate through.
So,
That that was really challenging, wasn't it, for people to you can't see as you drop
no,
down.
yeah.
Where's the path? Oh no,
Well,
can't
I
make
like
it.
it because it's the only one that does that. It's the only drop in this map that does that. It's different than the
Hmm.
other ones. They're all kind of different that way.
Yeah,
Um, this
that's
here,
that's that's a big plus for this set of dropper maps because I think it maintains certainly maintained my interest. I only saw half of them in a pre-finished state, so when I actually played it through, I
yeah.
felt as if every drop was new and exciting and trying to tell a different message. It was yeah, it was good, a good experience.
So as far as can what's the word contribution of this, Adrian made all this stuff, and I ended up using his filter to make the middle section. So indirectly, you made this entire thing, I guess.
Was this
Uh,
sprinkle in the middle? Was it?
Yeah, it's Sprinkle. Actually, I'll put a link to your filters, your website, and all that. In actually, it probably already is, but um, I think yeah, this was Sprinkle, and I ran it a couple times just to give it enough challenge, but there is definite path to do it.
Mm.
And then finally using slime blocks for an interesting purpose because before 1.8, droppers were just hitting either webs or water or something like that. So that was fun to use slime blocks in some sort of method that way. These are those. I don't know what these are in the game. These green, these are your bases or something?
Yeah, they're shields. That's right. You move your gunship underneath the shields, and they get chipped away as the laser blasts from the aliens break them down.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, go ahead.
slime blocks were not available in previous droppers. This would have to be about one of the first dropping maps that has them, I think.
Hmm.
How does this button work? Q.
There is a command block right here.
Ah, clever.
As it's just a set block, and then it sets the commands to go back, and you press it, and
Mhm.
then you go back and you hit the button there.
Nice.
Okay, well, let's continue around the room here. We've got the coded. Okay, now this one is I didn't want to call it the code because that was a complete it would totally give it away.
Hmm.
But again, I used Jesper's map to pay homage in another diversity map. This one is kind of inverted from the file that you sent me because I think in yours you had to fall around the letters or the numbers,
Yes. Yeah.
and then I made it so you had to fall through the numbers, which I really like this one. This is I think the first idea I had. I believe in the original email I sent you, I said let's have one where we can dodge letters and then you have to or numbers and you have to input the code at the end.
Yes. I have to share. I think this font is Comic Sans, just for anyone who
Oh,
absolutely loves that font.
I wondered what it was.
Did you organize the numbers in a sequence, or am I responsible for
I
this sequence?
think I think they were pretty much what you sent me, although I rearranged a couple just because it was a little bit too easy, I think, dropping through them because there's only you can basically drop through the middle of the first five of them and then the last two you have to move out, I believe.
Yeah, there's an edge that clips you as you come past. Boy, weren't people frustrated when they got to the bottom and then realized it was code and they'd have to go all the way back.
Yeah, well, and then they thought, "Oh, what am I going to do? The map maker didn't think of this. Now I have to kill myself and drown myself." But all you have to do is put anything in this chest. I could put this book in this chest. And no, you're wrong.
Mm.
So I came up with all the backup plans, but people don't trust the map makers, I guess. But yeah, this is definitely inspired by Jesper's map, the code where you had to rewrite the paper, which I think it was kind of the beginning of a revolution of puzzle maps. Playing that, like this whole quartz thing and Euclidean mazes, and his maps are amazing.
Mm. No, absolutely, and well recognized for their brilliance too. I've got a question for you. I think I may have seen you reveal the mechanism behind this code in a really, really early video. Have you actually done a tutorial on this?
Well, this mechanism works exactly the same as the sorting system in the hub. I've talked about it a few times, different ways of sorting. All it does is it has a paper with the right answer somewhere here. There it is. 813679294. So anything else you enter that's not that renamed paper will send you back to the top. If you enter the renamed paper, then it gives you that little thingy. The you go back to the hub with the points or the what am I trying to say? Not the points. The the stained clay or stained glass closes off. So that's yeah. I've talked about it.
Yeah.
Episode 2, I think.
Yeah. And these pressure plates down here, are they purely for effect, or is there something underneath them that clicks when you land?
These pressure plates reset this anvil. So
Got
in
it.
case they broke the anvil, I just envisioned worst case scenario. They can't
So
get
many
it so many
attempts.
times. They break the anvil. Every time they land on this, it resets the anvil. Is what they do.
That's clever. That's very
Hmm.
clever.
Okay, so I'm gonna set that insert. There we go. And okay, so let's head into the David Bowie. Oh, I had two name choices for this. Remember that?
Yeah. Now, but this was your idea based on some derping around that I was mucking about with, wasn't it? So you took a look at something and said, can we do? Well, let's take a look. Can we do this?
Can we do
Oops,
that?
I missed.
So what happened was you had a video where you made this, or you had this basic idea or something, and I took it, and it was horizontal though. It was horizontal, and I thought
Yeah.
that would be amazing if we could make that a drop. So
This
you did this design.
this is one of my favorites. It's simple. It's repetitive. It's clear. It sort of explains what it is just at a glance. Everyone who I've seen play it of a certain vintage goes, "Oh, wait, that's that movie,"
Mm-hmm.
and they really click. I really
Yeah.
like it. It's very challenging if you don't have the right line through it.
The colors kind of blend in together like that.
Yeah, and the path. Sometimes I saw people looking for a path through the doorways
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
looking for a way to walk down the stairs. And
Yeah.
there's a bit of a, oh, don't do that, just fall. Um,
I don't think you
but
can make it by the stairs
you
because I
can't.
think
Yeah,
the drops are
it's
too
it's
far.
it's too far off the first fall
Hmm.
without cheating. I
Tried to do
think
that.
there's
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's a um, with this one I made it using MC Edit. Most of the elements are the same element. You added on this second section when you get to the bottom and
Mm-hmm.
come out trying to find the button. I
Mm-hmm.
think that really makes this because it sort of gives it a sense that there's more to it's more of a maze than it really is.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, it's this section that you sent me here
yep.
is the center of a 3x3. So all around here there is the same room
Yep.
mirrored over. So the reason I did that is because if you're falling and if you don't have another room over here, which is actually barrier blocks, so you can't get through it, but if you don't have another room over here, then it's not gonna seem like you're getting lost in it. It takes you out of the element, I guess.
Yep. Yep. You can see the other drops in the distance instead
Mm.
of yeah.
So I
No.
remember I sent you a message that said I don't know what to call it, whether the David Bowie or the MC Escher, I believe. Was it MC
Hmm.
Escher?
Hmm.
Because that movie was based on MC Escher's Labyrinth painting or whatever it was. So, but I figured more people would know who play Minecraft would know David Bowie. I thought it would go over better. So, yeah, I was very happy that you and this one I had to. You sent me a message and you said, "Can you like maybe draw what you want?" So I had to actually draw it, scan it, send you a picture of what I was thinking, and then you sent. It was awesome. You sent it to me that way.
Yeah, okay. In all fairness, there was a moment when I was a bit frustrated, and I think that's when I was reaching out to say, "Well, what exactly are you after?"
There are some failed, not won't say failed, but some unused concepts that on my hard drive that you sent me that we didn't put in this branch.
Look, I think you made the right decision. When you look what was produced,
Yeah,
this is a good mix.
the
So the
tie
tie-dye,
die
yeah,
as in death.
yeah, I do like that name.
Yeah, yeah, and it gives you an indication thinking, oh, tie dye's nice, but when you see it, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't see a thing. So this one I actually made, but you made all the like tools to make it. So um, I did you make the filter dropper because you were making droppers? Is that what happened?
Yes, yes,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So that's a filter that you can use to generate a dropper, and
Uh,
it's random, and it has some options. You can say I only want 10 blocks between each bar through here, and I can say what sort of material should it be? Should it be slime blocks, or should it all be stone or lava? Or that one pretty much was oh well, you want droppers? I'll just make something, and you can generate your own.
yeah, and then using the fabulous filter on it, which I called it the tie dye filter, really messes with your eyes when you're trying to make that drop.
Down the bottom, it's very hard when you've got red on red.
Uh huh.
The
Yeah.
number of people who just clip one of these, and I can't say it's satisfying. I'm not cruel, but it certainly is challenging, isn't it?
Yeah. I like this one because it's I mean, visually, it's completely different than anything you've seen in the branch, and it's the difficulty is spiked way out of the other ones, I think. So it gives a nice diverse feel to that branch, which is exactly what I wanted to do with this map. Is lots of variety.
I've seen YouTubers doing let's plays of this that have chosen to drop from one bar to the other. So rather
Hmm.
than fall all the way,
Yep.
they'll stand and then just step off onto the next one,
Hmm.
which is legitimate, isn't it? That's a rule that you introduced that it isn't cheating. It's actually a legitimate method. It just takes a little bit longer.
100%, and intentionally legitimate because you can, as long as you wait a little bit, you can regenerate your health.
Yeah.
And actually, the reason I did that is because in Diversity One, people were doing that, and I thought, they're going to do it anyway. So why not incorporate that quote unquote cheating style to actually completing a branch? So yeah.
And that's a great design principle. I certainly appreciated it. When you're on Rails, when you're playing a game on Rails with very little choice, it's not as fun as if you've got a really open world to explore and write your own rules.
Hmm. Okay. All right, guys, that concludes part one of the developer commentary DevCom of the Dropper branch with A. Brightmoore and myself. Thanks, Adrian, for helping me out there. And I hope you guys all stick around for part two because we're going to finish it up. We're going to talk about, again, with the rest of the drops, our thought processes of that. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy your Minecrafting.